presence to you in content?
I meet a lot of people who want to abdicate this whole content idea. People who just want to say, can someone take it over for me? Can I just outsource this thing completely? And I don't want to have to worry about it. And I remind them that you can outsource tasks, but you can't outsource friendship and networking. You can outsource a role, but you can't outsource thought leadership. The question is, do you want to be relevant? Do you want to leverage your title as an executive to bring fortune and glory to your firm? Or do you want to stay on the sidelines and let someone else do it? It's a question of, do you want to be relevant, or do you want to allow yourself to continue to be irrelevant? And that's the word. I'm sorry, it sounds harsh, but I've been in rooms with super high paid attorneys and just people at the top of their game offline. But go try to find them anywhere on the internet. They have selected irrelevance. They have chosen not to be there. They're not going to be thought leaders because they are hoarding their information, or they're not going to. They're not present even. So my answer is, for people that have the highest expectations for results, it's not optional. If they choose not to do it, someone else will do it. If you don't give that advice by publishing it, someone else will win that visitor. It's up to us.
And that applies for top-level people, too. That you
Absolutely.
either are doing executive content, thought leadership, or you're choosing executive irrelevance.
You're choosing executive irrelevance. That's what they choose. And many people do it. They do it because they don't think they have time. They do it because they don't want to be exposed, as if there's some risk. They do it because they think their competitors will see it. Whatever their personal hang-ups are, those are anti-growth emotions. So it's unfortunate, but all it does is create more white space and blue ocean for the few that do. Actually, an executive who decides to do this has a big advantage, because not all executives do. Later, years from now, it'll be harder. So the sooner you do it, the easier it is. But at the executive level, no, there's lots of opportunity.
For those that want to take another step beyond and actually start creating content, projecting executive level content out there, the common complaint I hear is, I just don't have time.
Sure.
Do you have any good cures for that?
Well, there are many cures for that. I've got, here's a couple of ones that I tend to like and have worked for me. And they might not seem common. Go to bed early. Get up an hour, half hour early, and do something important before you do something urgent. In other words, write 2 paragraphs of great advice, which will become a seed for something else, right? You can do many things with that. You can delegate that. You can hand it off to a ghostwriter. Just write an outline. Just get something down. Write something useful before you do something urgent, which is like doing email, right? Don't open your inbox until you've written something practical, something useful. It will be durable, right? It will last. The content doesn't disappear. That's part of the magic of it. There's millions of other little tactics beyond that. Another tip that I highly recommend is to just copy yourself next time you write an email that includes good advice. Now you have a folder that may be filling up of practical, useful advice that's written in a personal tone and answers an important question for your audience. Now you can use those things. You can maybe delegate, work with a ghostwriter or a ghost drafter who can take those a step farther, hand them off to your marketing team, work with an expert who can fashion those emails, those things that you wrote in your voice on those important topics, into things that can be used as articles. Even if your website doesn't have a good place to publish these, pitch them to other sites, pitch them to journalists, pitch them to editors and bloggers, right? If you write helpful, useful advice in email, you're not that many steps away from having a column in Forbes. I'm not kidding. That's the beginning. It's how it's done. Copy yourself on those emails, save those emails, make a folder, and those seeds you can later plant for all kinds of massive benefits.